we support. This gentleman is the star of democracy in Africa today. This gentleman is the man who is going to teach the rest of Africa that you can bring about change without violence, without guns, and without killing. This gentleman is the one who is going to show that the power of the people comes from uniting the people and uniting the causes of the people to bring about change rather than buying them with money. Without further ado, I know all of you are tired. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce to you the National Chairman, SDF Union for Change, the Chairman, SDF, to me, the President-elect of Cameroon, Mr. John Fundi. SDF! SDF! SDF!
Thank you. On behalf of the members of my delegation, I want to thank the Cameroon community here in the USA for according us this hectic welcome. I'm standing here tonight just to say thank you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for all that you did during the time that we had our problems in Cameroon. I think in Douala somebody told me that, Mr. Ndi, you and your members for change went through hell. And another person further went on to say that, Mr. Ndi, you've been to hell and back. But I think that all of us, all Cameroonians, all freedom fighters, all liberty fighters have been to hell and back. I think Bo Hubbard did a good job to let all of you Cameroonians outside know, to let the friends of Cameroon know, and to let the international community know what was happening back home. And until we learn to say no to the wrong things in our country, as Mr. Achimofo did, until we learn to say no to the wrong things in our society, as Herman Garga did, and until we are willing to sacrifice our lives, we cannot change Cameroon. Because what we're fighting for now is not just that Biya should give us the victory back. We will not want to take it that way. We think that if Biya knows that he's a Democrat, and he looks onto himself as an athlete who's trained himself properly for a race, if he runs the race and somebody takes the first position and is caught second as the first, and the results are being contested, there's only one way out of it, and that way is simple. Can we repeat the race? I want to thank all of you that while out here you still fought it. You kept knocking on the doors of the international community. Back home, your grandmothers in particular, withstood the guns of beer. Because if I did not run, I must be frank to tell you that our grandmothers, with their takumbang, withstood the gendarmes, withstood the guns of beer. With their prayers, they disgraced the guns of beer. And they left Bamenda. And they left Bamenda without firing those guns the way they planned.
One, two, three, testing.
I introduce the chairman, Mr. John Frundi from Cameroon, who is going to give you a press conference at this time. Thank you.
Please sit down. Dear members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I'm highly honored this day to have you here to be with us at this brief press conference. I came out here on the invitation of the organizing committee to witness the swearing in of the president of this country. But ladies and gentlemen, let us look at it this way, that after the elections, President Clinton won, and George Bush, because he was in seat with all the members of the forces under his control, decided not to give in, decided not to recognize President Clinton's victory, and instead resulted to suppression made sure that he tortured President Clinton's campaign manager, made sure that he tortured President Clinton's close collaborators, made sure that he got people from his own area of origin arrested and locked up, and had to transport them to another province, another state for judgment, treating them like a captured people. You know what the American people will be going through. You know what mental torture, more especially if you look at a place like this as a leading place in democracy. You know what the American people will be facing and what democracy itself will mean to the people of the world. This is precisely what we've gone through in Cameroon, that we had an election. The candidate for Union of Change won. President Paul Biya illegally stole the victory, despite the fact that the Supreme Court pointed out all the irregularities and the illegalities. He was still proclaimed victor. And today, he's resorted to jungle tactics to oppress the winning candidate, his supporters, to intimidate the people from his area of origin, to intimidate his supporters, get them tortured, get them arrested, get the business community that supports the opposition and change in Cameroon, their business premises locked up, get some of them imprisoned. This is what we're going through. So we've come here to raise our caps to the American people for their advancement in democracy, and we hope that the international community and the Americans, who are the fathers of democracy, will put pressure to bear on Mr. Paul Biya to make sure that we have a new run of the elections. There are many more things that the Cameroonian people are going through, which maybe I will only discuss that during the question and answer time. Maybe most of you here have read about Cameroon, about what the Cameroonians are going through, what they're facing in a modern world where instead of the press having their freedom, the press is members of the press are being imprisoned, newspapers are being banned, and the proprietors of such newspapers being chased all over the place. And there's this terrorist method of administration by the government where they abduct the pressmen, abduct standing people in the society, people whose opinion they don't want to respect, so that we don't have any freedom of opinion. The laws are not being followed at all. After the High Court in Bamenda passed a judgment on detainees in Bamenda, without going into an appeal at all, Mr. Biya ordered that these people should be taken overnight to Yaoundé. So we have a real system, a mockery of a democracy in Cameroon. And that's why we've come here to support the American people in their own democratic approach, and hope that they will extend a hand to Cameroon to make sure that we have a good democratic transition in the country, and also make sure that the democracy here in America does not only end here, it has to extend to other parts of Africa and the world. Because America cannot afford to be an island. You can't afford to stand aloof, to fold your hands, to see other countries suffer. We hope that this country's suffering will not go under the pretext that America will not go under the pretext that they will not want to interfere in their internal affairs. We think that the problems of Cameroon are the problems of the American people. The problems of Somalia, presently, the American government is helping, and we hope that these problems should be looked into before they degenerate into a serious problem that they'll be coming in a big way to help. I want to stop here, ladies and gentlemen of the press, and leave the floor open for any questions And I want to conduct the question time this way. I have members of my delegation whom I want them answer some of the questions, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you very much for turning up. Thanks for listening to us.
Uma Eccomi, vai, vai,
Thank you.